Welcome to Thunai Podcast's Book Reviews. In this episode, we will review the book Altered Traits, or to give its full name, Altered Traits: Science Reveals How Meditation Changes Your Mind, Brain, and Body by Daniel Goleman and Richard Davidson. Daniel Goleman is a science journalist and an author, most famous for his best-selling book, Emotional Intelligence. Richard Davidson is a professor of psychiatry and psychology who has conducted extensive studies on the effects of meditation on the brain, including using cutting-edge imaging systems like PET and MRI. Now on to the review.
The book Altered Traits is a sum of the findings of Daniel Goleman's personal experience with meditation and Richard Davidson's clinical and lab studies on the effects of meditation. Let's get the easiest message out of the way first before we discuss the effects of meditation. One of the most conclusive findings is that multitasking does not work. We all juggle several tasks during the day, and some people claim they are very good multitaskers. But research proves that this is a myth. The brain is not good at multitasking. We need more time to refocus when we've switched attention between tasks. This is ultimately more exhausting and more distracting, and therefore less calming. Now let's get to the essence of the book. Broadly, the authors say there are two types of meditation. The first type focuses on just one single thing. This is an essential practice of Theravada Buddhism, which is the form that is widely practiced across Southeast Asia. This is where the concept of mindfulness comes from. The idea is to concentrate on one thing and ignore distractions. This is hard and needs practice. It starts with focusing on breath and then over time developing the mental calmness that prevents the brain from flitting from thought to thought, emotion to emotion. The other method is training ourselves not to react to our thoughts. Unlike the previous method, this one asks us to be aware of all our thoughts, being aware of them but not reacting to them. Acknowledging the thoughts, whatever they may be, without reacting or ruminating saps them of the power to consume us. They simply become passing thoughts that don't affect us. The mind is essentially a set of processes, and looking at the processes unfold gives us insight and calmness. This too needs practice. Which method is better? Well, one is not better than the other. Both methods are important and both are useful. To some extent, it may be a matter of preference, and to some extent, it depends on the situation. In cases, meditation improves our ability to manage stressful situations as well as moderate our reaction to emotional triggers. Scientific experiments have shown that the amygdala, the portion of the brain that processes emotions, of experienced meditators to be less reactive to disturbing images than those of non-meditators. Meditation creates a stronger link between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, that part of the brain associated with cognitive functions and planning. The research also shows an interesting, though counterintuitive finding. We'd think that we need the brain to be fully active and firing on all neurons when we need to concentrate on a problem. But research shows the brain deactivates in this mode. Instead, many parts of our brains stay as active or become more active when we're doing nothing. The posterior cingulate cortex and the midline of the prefrontal cortex are activated when we're apparently resting. The authors call this the default mode. It isn't always healthy because the brain is not only distracted, it tends to revisit and dwell on whatever makes us anxious or dissatisfied. Not doing anything increases dissatisfaction. This is where meditation can help, to soothe the mind when it is not engaged in anything mentally rigorous. Meditation rejuvenates the brain by slowing down the death of brain cells. In some instances, meditation has also been seen as helpful where medication has not been effective. Studies have shown that mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, or MBCT, was helpful in preventing depression, including in pregnant women. Very highly trained meditators have also shown increased sense of empathy from a form of meditation called compassion meditation. Compassion meditation also fires up the pleasure and enjoyment areas of the brain. The evidence is compelling and mounting. The more we meditate, the greater the benefits. Even small amounts done regularly start showing benefits quickly. Concentration can improve within 8 minutes of meditation, and it gets more enhanced with regular meditation. With improved concentration, the mind wanders less and dwells less on anxieties and fears. Making meditation a habit produces long-term benefits. And now, there's science to back those claims.
Yes, indeed. There is a lot of neuroscience evidence behind the benefits of meditation for our mental well-being. These two authors named the book Altered Traits because they believe and try to prove that we become more compassionate, less reactive, and less angry human beings when we meditate. You have been listening to Tunai Podcast's Book Reviews. Please find more book reviews and self-care practices on our website, tunai.org.